The profanity, and he said, well, I don't appreciate Helmsy, but I said, well, I'll definitely relay that message to him, and I hung up on him. So
look, it's him again.
Hey, it's Helms. Okay, hey, this is our show. We're having some fun with you. Now you need to understand something. What we're not going to put up with, this is it doesn't matter if it's Greg, Speedy, Rick, Bubba, Adler. If you're going to cuss our interns, we're not going to allow you to call into the show. You got to deal with it. Nobody's made fun of you. Well, that's fine. You can think that, but quit calling the show. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Yeah, hopefully, you remember last year how hot it was and nobody could really get into hunting season. I hope it's a little different this year. Yeah. I know. The drought, nothing would, yeah.
70 days and no rain.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Bubba, you experienced too. I will tell you though, early on, there was a lot of them moving because they were trying to find it. They were walking those dirt fields, looking around like, what?
Where's my food?
What's happening?
Trying to find water too.
Yeah. Dan Moultrie's trivia question has baffled the audience today, and Dan could not be more giddy. There is a species of deer, however, in the world that gives birth to 6 to 8 fawns at one time. Josh in Columbiana. Josh.
What about the Sitka deer?
Not Sitka deer. I'm not familiar with that.
Florida. Rob, what about it?
How about the axis?
No.
The red deer?
The red deer? No. No.
That brown deer.
The pregnant deer.
Pregnant deer. Sue in Atlanta, Georgia. Sue, do you know?
A Scottish deer hound. Mule?
The mule deer?
No, man.
So you're saying
mule, axis, red, and fallow are still incorrect.
Brett in Alabama, what do you think?
The Chinese water deer.
Yeah!
There you go. See you at the expo, Adler.
Muhammad Ali dead?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Big parade and everything.
Really? Wow, Rick. No, wait a minute. See? I ain't the only one. So. If you're a celebrity and I think you've got some age on you and I hadn't heard from you in a while, I'll go ahead and put you in the ground. It's a bad habit of mine. I'm bad about it.
Muhammad Ali holding up the Olympic torch, shaking.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was rough.
That was rough. That was a tough moment. You know, something about, we all know that we age and you get things happen. But when like people you think are ageless, when you see it's official, they've aged just like everybody else. It's heartbreaking.
It's a tough moment.
Where's Bob Dylan?
Bob Dylan, Greg.
Speaking of that, he's dead, isn't he?
Bob Dylan is alive, guys. Saw him in concert.
It sounds like he's dead.
Okay, Greg.
I tell you, when it's totally blocked, it's a whole nother deal. How about there's still a lot, 5% of the sun's still pretty bright, isn't it? Yeah, to me, I mean, I have to say now there is totality and then there's everything else. We're already looking at the map for 2024 to see.
Rick and Bubba. Hey, this is Adler, man. Do you know how you don't look stupid on air by not calling? Just don't call. He wants to know about your trophy shop, Greg.
I don't have a tell him Greg does not have a trophy shop. I don't.
Greg does not have a trophy shop anymore, so Greg will not be able to help you customize your wrestling championship belt. No, I don't know about a trophy shop in Jacksonville. I don't know about that. But here's what I do know. I was cool with you, man. I was totally cool with you until you called in. You called in saying that African Americans are at a lower level than other people, and that's just not okay. That's not accurate. Okay, well, welfare. Look. There are just as many. If you look at the actual statistics, there are just as many white people on welfare as there are black people on welfare in America. A person is a person. You need to start judging people by the content of their character, not their skin color, man. That's all I'm saying, dude. who cares, man? It's not white people versus black people. We're all just people, man. Like, I promise you that you're only hurting yourself by setting up this war, this division. Look, that statue shouldn't have any power over you, and that statue shouldn't have any power over them. Why would we take down Martin Luther King? Because they're taking down our stuff. Look, Martin Luther King should be your statue too, man. Martin Luther King should be your statue too because he fought for equality, man. There are tons of people out there that wouldn't want you to have the civil rights that people have. And who cares if there are more people with dark skin in America than there are people with white skin? Just stop worrying about them. Don't even worry about them. You get out and get yours, man. Educate yourself. Read books on leadership. Read How to Be a Man by Rick Burgess. Educate yourself and better yourself. Learn something new every day, man. Who cares if you didn't use the N-word? That doesn't matter, man. Here's one last thing that you need to stop doing, man. And that is you need to stop billing yourself at these events as from the Rick and Bubba show. You're not an employee of the show, and we can't be responsible for the things that you say. You go flying off the handle saying all kinds of racist stuff. We cannot be affiliated with that. You call it the way you see it. You don't call it the way it is. That doesn't mean it's correct. A child sees the world in a certain way. That doesn't mean that kid is correct about the world. People thought the earth was flat at one time. By dividing people through hate, you are not bringing the world closer to Christ. You are not helping that situation. That's truly where you're going to find happiness, is helping other people, not helping yourself. I wish you luck. I have no ill will against you. I hope you have a good life. I hope you have a happy life. But you've said some things and you've done some things that are inappropriate and not okay. And so I'm just going to leave it at that. It is like talking to a wall. Also told him that he needs to stop billing himself at these wrestling events as from the Rick and Bubba show.
Yeah, that's why we have that big R, the expensive trademark, so we can protect our image and people can't just go out and use it. So you might as well be talking to this table right here. That's who you were talking to.
Hey Helms, somebody the other day, you had a hot whatever in your mouth.
They thought I had a dip.
They thought you had a dip in. Helms doesn't dip.
I do not dip.
Helms does not dip.
Our protest is better than our interview. Wow, is that Greg? Is that what we keep hearing? Our protest is better than our interview.
Yeah, that's a compliment.
Yeah, Greg, you need to be afraid of that. No, Greg, nothing you're saying right now.
That was a compliment.
Stop talking, nothing.
Finish this statement however you want to finish it. I don't care what anyone says.
Okay.
I don't care what anybody says.
Okay. I don't care what anybody says. Cheese puffs are the best chips. Yeah, they get a little bit of something, but they're so big and they make a mess. But that's my favorite chip. I don't care what anybody says.
Cheese puffs aren't chips, but that's fine.
Yes, they are. They are too chips. Cheese puffs, I don't care what anybody says. Are they on the chip aisle or not?
I don't care what anybody says. I think hush puppies are grossly underappreciated.
I'd like us to get a big old thing of cheese puffs, by the way.
Do you like cheese puffs?
I would.
Oh, so you want to make fun of cheese puffs and now you like them?
Okay.
I'm an anti-puffite.
Cheese puffs are chips. They're on the chip aisle. Cheese puffs are
puffs. They're not chips.
They're called puffs.
They're not chips.
Are they on the chip aisle or not?
They're not called chips. They're called puffs.
Oh, well, but they're
Are
cheese
Cocoa Puffs, are they the same thing as Rice Krispies?
No, but they're cereal. Cheese puffs are in the chip family. I'll give it to you, they're not a hard chip. Y'all, I don't care what anybody says, cheese puffs are my favorite. Y'all can't make me change my mind either.
I don't care what anybody says, social media is the downfall of this society.
Cheese puffs are on the chip aisle, and they're a chip.
Cocoa Puffs, just like Rick said, Cocoa Puffs,
cereal.
Fruit Loops, and Apple Jacks are all cereals.
Yep.
They're different types.
But they're cereals on the cereal aisle.
But this is a snack on the snack aisle.
If you go to the chip aisle,
Case closed.
cheese puffs could be right beside Doritos.
You're witness.
They're right there. They're right there. I don't care what
So
anybody
is salsa. So is salsa, buddy. It's right there.
Hey, look. Good one.
Hey, I know you're trying to run with your man here, but cheese puffs are a chip, and I don't care what anybody says. They're my favorite chip.
They're not a chip.
Hey, buddy, you don't need to get pulled into this. You don't need to get pulled into this. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't care if anybody says Speedy's a dumbass.
I don't care what anybody says. A dolphin is a fish.